Hey guys, how you doing? It's me, KP Sonic Studios, aka KP, and I'm with George.
Yeah, hello. I'm back.
Yeah, hello there. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, welcome back to our KP and GB podcast of episode 4, I believe. Yeah, I say we've done 3, but I think yeah we have done 3. Yeah, so this is our fourth one. Um, so yeah, guys. If you're fellow Sonic fans like us, well, I'm probably sure you are because why else would you watch a video? My channel is Sonic related mainly, but have you guys been playing Shadow Generations? If so, what do you think of it? Let us know in the comments below. You know, we're going to be talking about that a lot in this podcast because obviously, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I completed the game a couple of days. Yesterday I uploaded it, but I completed it like a week ago, but I just put it up then. And yeah, we're going to share our thoughts on it. So, you know, if you guys haven't played the game or you haven't finished it yet, you don't want to be spoiled, then I recommend come back to this video after you finish the game. But if you don't care or you completed the game, then carry on watching the video. So, yeah. So, first off, I want to say Shadow Generations was absolutely brilliant. I haven't completed Sonic Generations yet, that part of the game, but I will do that at some point. But yeah, obviously I've mainly played the Shadow Generations part, which I'm sure you did as well, George, as obviously we know we're familiar with Sonic Generations from the game back in 2011.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, literally, I think you saying you literally completed Shadow Story in a day, right?
yeah, yeah. I think you
Oh
referenced
my
it
god.
a lot for that, but no.
Yeah, I
So
did. Yeah.
it's been nearly a month since the game sort of came. At least as we're recording this, really. But yeah, I did beat Shadow Generations. It was about 3 4 hours. I think it took. I was mainly doing obviously the main story. I didn't do too much of the side stuff, but I did. Eventually 100% that. And I did do Sonic Generations. I've admit I've platinumed. I don't do it often, but I did get the
Oh
platinum trophy for
wow.
that. Yeah, I loved it that
I
much.
didn't even know
To be
that.
admittedly, I think I did platinum the original Sonic Generations. That was my first one, really. And like I said, I think I got like 9 or something, which is still pretty good. And well, for me, I mean, like I said, because I don't go out of the way. It's only when I really like a game for that. And well, if it's not obvious, yeah, I loved both. Well, replaying Sonic Generations, but especially Shadow Generations. Yeah, it was really good. Really enjoyed it. Again, loved it enough again to, to beat it. But for the 3 or 4 hours or whatever it took me, sort of for that. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely going to replay the levels in Shadow Generation definitely. Because obviously I probably would have completed it in a day like you as well, but because I was doing a Let's Play, I uploaded quite well. To be fair, I did like push out quite a few videos. It took me about a week to complete it because I did take a break in between because of work and whatnot in the week. But
mm,
yeah, it is a really fun game. Like I feel like they've I'd say redeemed Shadow's character a bit because obviously since like after Shadow SA2, he's always been like they say like edgy and like like just too like broody as well. Like obviously people say, oh, he's like Sonic's version of Vegeta, and you can't really argue. Like if you even seen the IDW comics, they make him like that as well. So obviously, I thought they did this character quite well on Sonic Prime, that TV show on Netflix. If you guys watched that, let me know.
mm,
And also I think they've done well with him in this game as well, because essentially it's like a Shadow Hedgehog sequel, isn't it? So
pretty much.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I feel
yeah.
like yeah,
Again, we're spoiling it, but again, you've got the warning, whatever. But yeah, Black Doom like returns, and he's the villain in Shadow
yeah,
Generations, and yeah, um, yeah. Again, it's quite still wild thinking that I didn't think even 5 years ago they'd ever sort of reference Shadow or much of like the what fans would call the dark era of Sonic. Uh,
yeah.
People not all of them are the biggest fan of Shadow the Hedgehog and those sort of games. But no, it's cool to see him. It's to see him back, and like you said, Shadow. He's well written in this, really. Probably thanks to to having Ian Flynn. So because he's been doing writing since well, for the games at least since Frontiers, but obviously he's done lots of writing
Oh
for the
yeah.
comics for IDW and for Archie and stuff. So
Oh, Ian
he's
Flynn. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
probably done a lot of he probably gets Shadow and like a lot of the characters, but no, it was the story as a whole was just well written. Um, you know, just
But did he yeah, what funny thing is though, he made obviously Right Shadow like he wrote Shadow quite well in this game, but wasn't he the one that did the writing the Metal Virus saga in it when Shadow was like, how he got infected, how he was being like that. Did he write that part of the comic? I think he did as well, wasn't it? Maybe he was influenced by maybe they're telling him, "Oh, you got to make him be like this, and that," because obviously you didn't want Shadow to be that
Yeah,
part of the story too
he
much.
did
Obviously,
write
go
it,
into the
but
IW comics.
I don't want to
Yeah,
quote it 100%, but I have a feeling people kind of, I think he's responded to sort of, when people kind of ask, like, why did you do this to Shadow? Why did you do this stuff? People that weren't happy about it. And I think he's always said, well, it's probably most likely mandates from Sega. Again, the Sega, for whatever reason, had very
yeah,
weird restrictions, or maybe had they wanted the characters in particular ways. And I guess he didn't have as much freedom, really, to do that. So probably, that might be why. Again, not 100%. Like I said, I'll admit, I've only read the Metal Virus art not that long ago, really. Which
yeah,
which 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 I think was just
yeah.
before I think it was at that point actually I got up to with Shadow as again, spoilers for the comic, but again it's been 5ish years or whatever. When Shadow got
Yeah,
affected,
yeah,
went full on Vegeta, went bullish and
yeah. He did.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't get, I can't get
I read
affected.
that when he got infected was the day before Shadow Generation came, whatever. And boy, it's like such a shift, Really. Again, I'm so glad at least, that we've moved on from sort of that really. So I don't know if it's just Sega loosening up, or if again, Influence got more freedom, or both, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Could be that.
but no, it's so good to have Shadow just be likable, layered, especially with like his relationship with Maria and Gerald. Of course they're
Yeah,
back,
because
sort
they
of
come back. Yeah.
in the game, which again I think I think they were well handled. I don't know what you think.
No, no, I thought it was good they brought them back. Also, it made sense to bring them back. 'Cause obviously, Time Eater as well, bringing characters back from the past. That's just purpose and all that. So yeah, it was good to see Gerald and Maria. And honestly, in a way, for Shadow, it was good in a way because he was able to have say a proper goodbye to them compared to what happened on the arc, all that chaos. With Maria getting murdered by a gun soldier, Gerald getting arrested and going insane, obviously trying to launch the Eclipse Island into Earth. SA2 spoilers if you haven't played Sonic Adventure 2, but I'm
Mm.
sure you guys have. That game's been out for years, but 23 years, I think. Oh God. Yeah,
And it'll be
so
retold
no, it was
soon with the
cool.
movie coming up. So
Oh God, yeah, 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 that as well. But no, I thought it was really good they brought them back, and they didn't do like, you know, people say people in any show, or any game where people go, oh, don't bring certain characters back, you might ruin them. Like, that's what essentially happened with Shadow originally after SA2, but obviously he was a fan favorite, so I had to bring him back. But no, I think they did really well with bringing back Gerald and Maria because like bringing characters back is always like a bit risky sometimes, but I think they pulled that off quite well, and obviously they were written quite well, and no, it's just good. Like it was cool to see him. Obviously, I know he called Shadow his son and Shadow the Hedgehog, but seeing Professor Gerald call him Shadow his son again was quite chill as well, and also it was wholesome and Maria and all that. And I was
mm.
ventured to see I like it when Black Doom appears. Basically, Professor Joel literally covers Maria and says, "Don't be afraid," like proper granddad. And it's just funny how kind of a person he is. Then obviously his grandson's evil genius, Doctor Robotnik, or Eggman. But
One of his
no,
grandsons,
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah, because again
yeah, yeah,
the
one of his
journal
grandsons.
confirmed
Oh yeah, oh
he
yeah,
has a
you
brother.
might as well mention that. Yeah, go on. Sorry, yeah, yeah. Sorry, say that again. I kind of dropped you there.
No, 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 it's fine. No, I was just saying, the journal which you could get as either a physical bonus, which I know I did for the because got the game on day one. It came with like a
Yeah, I think
physical
I did as
booklet
well.
as like a
Yeah,
reference to the journal. But I think you can if you're going for everything, you can collect scans of those journals, in the game itself, which you can, and yeah, you can view in the like collection room along with the music and art you collect and such, and yeah, one of the early pages literally so you see, Gerald with like baby Maria, when she was just born, and you see a picture of like of Robotnik or Eggman and his his brother as they just graduated, and it's like I didn't know he had a brother. I don't know if that's new or if that was just deep lore or something, but I think that's
I never knew that either.
and I think he confirmed Maria has a sister or something. It's like the Robotnik family is quite more deep, is deeper than I realized, or again I don't know how much of that's new or just returning whatever, but again they really are caring about the lore. I mean, they have, they stated that with since like Frontiers or the recent games that they wanted to, delve back into the story. Again, that is why we're getting stuff like Black Doom and all this, sort of stuff really. But it's cool to see they're caring about the building the universe. It's not just they're trying to forget about the past or trying to make these just one-off adventures or whatever. So it's I don't know how much of that they'll touch upon in the future or whatever. But I just thought it was just neat stuff, really.
No, it was cool. Like, what would be cool is also if they ever make another Shadow related game. If Maria has a sister, it'd be cool if Shadow actually meets her. Obviously, she'll probably be old or around Eggman's age, but that'd be quite funny. But
Maybe.
yeah, that is cool. Like, I don't think they ever said about Eggman having a brother. No, so that's quite cool. Like you said, yeah, it's good that exploring more the lore around
Who
him
I
and all
think
that.
is
That's
an
interesting.
archaeologist. I think they confirmed, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it does make sense why Eggman learned. He's always in some of the early games. He's always been. I know in like Adventure, and I think in Unleashed, he's always said, sort of, oh, just as the stone tablets predicted, or the Gaia
Oh
manuscripts and
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
The
which
Dark
which
Gaia.
which I
Yeah.
always imagine maybe was the stuff he stole from his brother or something, which actually be kind of I don't know.
Maybe he got the intel from his brother. Maybe they're all evil. Who knows?
I just find it I just
Nah.
find it funny that he stole it or something, just whatever, because that would be what he would do. Let's be honest. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
But
Just a thought.
yeah, but I did like in the yeah, I did like in the game though. It's pretty interesting. Like Black Doom's motives was basically literally Black Doom helped Gerald create Shadows. Obviously, Shadow is made from Black Doom's blood, so basically Shadow is part of Black Doom's army. Technically, his son, isn't it? So I think Black Doom's plan was literally to take over Shadow's body with his DNA and all that, which was quite interesting because in Shadow the Hedgehog that was never his motive. His motive was just literally to use Shadow to get all the emeralds so he can use chaos control to teleport the Black Comet onto Earth, and invade it with the Black Arm's army, sorry. Um, and yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So we found out more of Black Doom's motives, which we never knew obviously 20 odd years ago from Shadow Hedgehog. But I thought the guy that voiced him, obviously instead of Sean Shenmue, who voices Goku in Dragon Ball, I thought the guy did a good job. Like, obviously, it didn't sound exactly the same, but it sounded like did as good as he could. Like, it was not bad. Like, his voice was good for him. And yeah, there's one thing we always mention as well. Obviously, he loves Radical Highway. Like, you guys know as well. If you play in any of the earlier levels, in the level Black Doom randomly show up in the middle of the first act, and he would teleport you to a Radical Highway. He just goes, "I just love Joe. I just love it so much. Radical Highway. It's amazing."
Yeah, yeah.
I just didn't
I was
know.
thinking, like, how did you feel? Like, did you think that was okay, or did you? Because I guess going into like the gameplay or like the level selection or something, we've not got as much levels. Which to be fair, it's not a surprise given this is focusing on Shadow and it doesn't have quite the breadth of stages as Sonic had in like the original Sonic generations. But I
Yeah,
did think it was quite surprising that there was no level from Shadow the Hedgehog. Despite being a sequel and Black Doom being the villain and such. I don't know. What do you think? Sort of they pushed more Radical Highway. Did you think they could have referenced something in like something from Shadow in sort of like those sections or a whole level or any other levels you could think of sort of you would have liked, or fine with the selection as is? Um,
that is a good point. Yeah, because it could have been like instead of doing Radical Highway, each time Shadow got interrupted by Black Doom, you could teleport into a level that was a part of Shadow Hedgehog. Like you don't have to show the whole level because obviously you didn't do any Shadow Hedgehog levels as part of the Shadow's game. But they could have had like little references of it, like in the times where Black Doom teleported Shadow to a certain stage. But yeah, they could have done like Westopolis. They could have done. Was it one called Sky Troops? I can't remember. What was that one
yeah,
called? I think
yeah. Sky Shooters one.
I could have had
That
that
would have
one.
been nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
that would have been cool. Yeah, because that was a good level.
it's not again. Probably, I largely I think I'm fine with the selection that they've picked. But it's just I just think it's kind of odd. Like I said, this sort of sequel to Shadow the Hedgehog. Just again, it's just weird that there's no level from the game it's sort of influenced from. But that's not a bad thing. But again, it maybe might have. Been nice other than Radical. I love Radical Highway, but it is quite odd that that's the one that gets in all of the Doom like
Yeah.
Doom zones or in the the trippy
Mm.
sequences, and again it's the full final level,
Why,
which
yes.
it's cool, but yeah, I don't know, yeah, maybe pinching a one or two zones from Shadow or something just to add a bit more variety or something. Um,
Yeah,
Especially because we got a level
yeah, because I do
we got a
agree.
level from Frontiers as well, which Shadow wasn't even in that game. Which, mind you, was a fun level, and they probably picked the best locale from it really. But it is quite odd. But then again, he also was in Forces, so it's kind of he's kind of traveling to the future in instances really, which I kind of wish he had a bit of a I don't know he actually was aware of it or something like where am I? Oh, the world's at war. What's going on? Stuff like that. But again, I don't think. I guess like original generations, these are just excuses to just have you know returning levels. you know. And again,
Yeah, because obviously,
and I'll say, they are probably some of the best, design levels, especially, like comparing like to stuff like Frontiers and even Forces, definitely Forces.
yeah.
I think these are, they translate them really well to the, to the generations format. Um,
Mm, yeah. No, I know what you mean. But yeah, but going back to Shadow Hedgehog stages, yeah, I don't think, like you said before, I think when we discussed it out off screen, there's definitely not really as much memorable level in Shadow Hedgehog. People think like, but there are like, because I can only think of two. Like, yeah, Sky Troops, they could have had that one. That one's quite a good level, and even like Lethal Highway. When you complete the hero mission of Wessopolis with Sonic, you then with Sonic to destroy that Black Arms gunship, I think. No, not you have to destroy like yeah, one of his like ships or something. I think one of the Black Arms ships.
mm,
That level was quite cool. The one where Shadow has his bike.
yeah,
So that
yeah,
could have
yeah.
been a memorable one. Yeah.
I was gonna say we didn't have the bike, but actually, I don't know if you've even seen that, but I think the bike is referenced in the collection room. I think the area you get to see all the
Yeah, I've
the
seen it.
collectibles and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I've checked that collection room. Yeah, yeah. I need to play the game again. Like I honestly haven't touched the game much as I completed it. I need to get back into it because I've been playing a lot of yep, Sparking Zero, Dragon Ball, as always, and other games as well.
Mm-mm.
And I've just been busy in general, but I need to get back into it. And oh,
No,
sorry, excuse
it's
me. I need to
there's
also
quite a bit. There's quite a
yeah.
bit. Yeah, there's. I mean, again, the game's just fun in itself. Just going for going for the S ranks, going for all the collectibles or something. And I think if you beat the game, I think you could go back to the if you can choose to have the hub world like as it was before and after, like you could turn it red like in the end of the game, where we're doing, where you get up to the final zone or whatever. I think you get some extra missions. I think there's one extra hard mission per one per act, I think, so like 12 extra missions, which I don't know, it's a nice bonus. It's nice to have sort of an extra, and you also get to fight the bosses in hard mode, which are actually tough. The name doesn't lie. I like most of them. I like most of
Oh,
them.
cool.
Most of them. I mean, it's the bosses again, but you have no wings, so it's so they're slightly different, but again, they're optional. You don't have to do them. I don't think you need to do them for the platinum, weirdly, but but they're fun if you can do them. It's more content. So again, like the original generations. It's just fun to replay. It's just again, not a long game to beat, especially if you're just after the story. But it's replayable and it's fun. It's just such a well designed game, really.
Yeah. Out of my way, alien monster. Oh, sorry. From when he beats Black Bull in Shadow Hedgehog. Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
and what is this? From Lethal Highway, he goes, I don't know who you are, but for now I have to believe him. That's it. Then for Sonic One, I won't allow them to do what they want to do anymore. Whatever that.
I like you saying
Iconic.
that's reminded me. I think which is in kind of one of the I should mention that again. I mentioned about the bosses, sort of the hard mode, but they're great. I think the bosses. I think that one of the highlights is
Yeah, the boss fights are wicked. Yeah.
I don't know what your favorite is, but I think my favorite's Mephiles. I was I think I said before I was excited to see
I
Mephiles
just
come
want
back.
to exist.
Yeah, I mean the downside is most of the voice acting is pretty good, but I blank on who voiced Mephiles. It's not Dan Green certainly, which is kind of the problem.
No, it's
Kind
not.
of the problem is that, and again, no disrespect to the actor, I think he does I think he does the best he can, but it's clearly a different direction.
In
It's
that
not
role.
that,
Yeah.
but no, other than that, I love that. I thought the boss was fun, but I thought it was really cool. They did reference that because '06 got reset in the timeline, or it didn't exist or whatever. Shadow doesn't remember Mephiles, but somehow Mephiles, I guess, because of time shenanigans or whatever, Mephiles basically just wants to off Shadow and just restore the timeline, as he says, really, and he's clearly quite peeved, like quite deranged. Like again, he's that desperate. He just doesn't want to die again, or doesn't want to go back to the void or whatever. Really, it's actually quite a bit of a. Again, you said the line, I want to exist. You know, kind of sad, really. But if you look past
It is
if
sad.
you look
Yeah.
past the fact that he's a part of a deity who just wants to destroy time, or whatever. So you shouldn't sympathise with him. But I thought that was again,
Yeah.
um, you know,
But
a cool
yeah, I
angle.
do like how they give a continuity. Like I know Sonic 6 was a terrible game, but at the end of '06 they which pretty much erased everything what happened. So it makes sense that Shadow doesn't remember Mephiles. So I'm glad they did that
Oh yeah,
because it
oh
would be
yeah,
annoying if Shadow
yeah.
remembers it. That would create a plot
What
hole.
made me remember
Yeah.
that was I love his line of like, I don't know what I don't know what you're saying, but I'll beat you all the same. It's like that is so perfect for Shadow. Like he just knows he's evil. He doesn't understand why, but he just knows he's evil, and he's just gonna beat him because that's what he does. Really, I just think that's such a perfect like line and delivery. Really, but,
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
But the
yeah. Aside
other
from that,
bosses were good. You know, yeah, Bio Lizard, which was cool. I think probably may have been the best Bio Lizard. I think, and and also Metal Sonic, as weird as it is, sort of that is just Shadow fighting him. you know,
but like you said, yeah, Shadow did technically fight Metal Sonic in Sonic Heroes. Like obviously, before the Team Sonic fight, Team Rose, Team Chaotix, and Team Dark briefly fought. Obviously, Metal Sonic's Metal Overlord fully transformed. Then obviously Sonic and went Super. Knuckles and Tails also did, but obviously instead of going Super, they was in orbs, which is really annoying. Could have seen pink Knuckles or Tails with flickies. That would have been cool,
mm,
but now we didn't see that. Obviously, it's a different thing we're talking about completely. But yeah, so yeah, he does fight him briefly, yeah, and obviously, yeah, Biollizard was pretty cool as well. I like that one as well. Was it just them three? Yeah, it was them three, wasn't it? I feel like I'm missing one. No, I'm not. I'm not.
it was them, and
Um,
then there was a Devil Doom. That was the final boss. Yeah, so there's not like a lot of bosses
yeah,
in this.
and you also race Sonic as well, but obviously that's just a cutscene because obviously technically you beat Shadow when you play Generations as Sonic. So I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's because of that.
it
Yeah,
was a little. I guess I was sort of hoping it was going to be sort of like that would be it would be cool to play that boss from Shadow's angle or something. But to be fair, I understand why they did it as a cutscene. And I did think that cutscene was amazing. I think that might be my favorite cutscene, just because I don't know, I just love the writing. I
yeah.
just thought it was so well
But
handled.
I just like the continuity. I just like that. Yeah, you can't play against Sonic because obviously you can't beat Sonic. It doesn't make sense because technically Sonic beats him. That'll create a plot hole. So I like the cutscene for that. And they're lucky that they had the fake emerald. Then that's the reason they go, oh yeah, Shadow's got the real emerald for now. Sonic's got the fake emerald. Then obviously by the time Shadow's on his part and before Sonic faces Time Eater, make sure Rouge swaps the fake emerald with the real one. But like you said before, I think we discussed it before. I don't know how the hell Rouge is able to do that, like without Sonic knowing, because Sonic has the emeralds in his grasp, isn't it? But then again, I know she's a jewel thief and a famous thief and treasure hunter, but even that is a bit hard for her standards, isn't it? But
Yeah,
they did it in
I
the
think
end,
I joked
which
to
was
you
really
or
cool.
something. It's just, it's like Rouge just go up to Sonic, sort of, how you doing? Oh, yeah, pretty good. It's like, what's that? Looks over there and just swaps them behind there or something. That's just,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I
I
like how
kind
they
of wish
linked.
that was like an
Yeah,
after credit scene or something. I don't know, some skit, whatever. But I'm sure someone
I mean, funny.
will do that, whatever. But, um, yeah.
Yeah, because I like how they kept Sonic and Shadow Generations like in the same like the same continuity and all that. Like obviously, yeah, basically Shadow stuff happens just before Sonic faces up with Time Eater. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And yes, you get some like character development as well from Shadow. Like towards the end of the game, obviously when Maria and Gerald go back to their timeline, Shadow's literally sheds a tear as he run past Rouge, isn't it? And then Rouge sees it and goes, "Oh, did you shed a tear?" So
Yeah,
shows
I
you how
think that
important
was the
Gerald was.
best. I think that was the best ending. I think just sort of for that story, really.
Yeah,
It's just yeah, quite beautiful,
it just shows
I can imagine lots of fans probably felt teary eyed themselves probably saw for that really. Just
Yeah, like if you watch my Let's Play, I did feel a bit like I said I felt a bit emotional, so not to the extent of tears and all, but I still felt emotional. Like basically like Shadow's sister Maria was, and obviously Gerald's like his father. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And yeah, but it just shows you that despite how tough Shadow acts, he has got a heart. I mean, that's the main thing about him. We always know that. End of the day, when it comes to the crunch situation against the villains and that, Shadow's always there to support Sonic and obviously any other hero and all that. So I still think he's an anti-hero, but he's definitely becoming more of a hero as well because he doesn't do much villainous things anymore. So yeah, but no, that was pretty cool. But now we need a game for Silver now, don't we?
yeah, I mean I don't know.
Remember
They
him?
can't do. I don't know what you could do for if it's going to be like a generations like thing. Because like again, Shadow's campaign was shorter just because he had fewer games, but they had just enough. And even then, they had to pull from like
Oh
Frontiers
yeah,
and
what the hell
stuff.
is Silver gonna have? Levels of Sonic Rivals.
Yeah, because it's like '06 and Rivals. Like, what else is there? I think they just have to make a new game, which I'd be fine with, to be honest. Otherwise, you have to remake 06,
They
have to
should.
remake oh 06, which I said they wouldn't do, but apparently Azuka, I heard an article saying that apparently Azuka said he'd be up for an oh 06 remake, so...
I mean, if they remake it,
I mean,
if they
at that
remake
point, you
it,
might as well. Well, it won't happen. But at that point, you might as well just hire the guy who did Project 06. Just let Sega sort of, well, don't touch on it.
yeah, his
Don't
stuff's
ruin it or
amazing.
anything. Because that's sort of what happened with Origins for initially, whatever was they got fans or people to work on it, but then Sega messed with it, and that was where the issues came. So again, I know that will
Yeah,
happen, to be honest. But it project exists and it's good, so I don't see why you should fix on that. But again,
yeah.
but no, I
No,
think I don't know. I would like to probably see like a new game with Silver. I think considering Shadow has got his glow up and he's redeemed now, I guess you could say. I think Silver deserves his due. I think. I mean,
yeah,
mind
because
you, I would prefer them to refine, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy because we had them for Frontiers. Try to, refine the ones we get. And if they can, I mean, personally, I would like Blaze. I would like Blaze to come back personally. I think she definitely deserves, another chance. But,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, rumors are saying we are going to get either a Heroes remake or something on Heroes. I don't know if it'll be next year or whatever. Again, it's completely rumors, so don't
Give me it.
take it with a
Give me it now.
yeah, yeah. Which I feel like I believe, considering again we've got the characters playable, and we've even technically had what was it, a Rail Canyon was the level that got referenced in Generations
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
Rail
yeah.
Sonic Fight or whatever. So they've kind of already got the assets. So it's like you know.
Just shut up and take my money.
No, so no, I think it could happen, and honestly, could be a good. Honestly, it could be a way for test them. So again, they've already done probably about a third of the cast, to be honest. What again, you've got Sonic and Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Shadow. So you've already. And I guess
Yeah,
Rouge was playable in that one mobile game. What was it, Dream Team? I've not played that, but so that's another one. And Cream. So yeah, they basically already got almost half the cast playable at that point. So just yeah, why not?
yeah,
Just do that. So I mean,
yeah. They might as well. Yeah,
I
you
think
get Keonix
I
back
think
as
I've
well.
said Heroes was not one of my favorites or Sonic games, but the potential was certainly there for that game. I like the concept, and I think if they can refine it, just like with Shadow Generations and the recent games or something, I think it could be really good. So no, I'd be up for it if the.
Oh yeah, I would be so hyped for that. As you know, if you guys have been watching my videos for this long, you know that Sonic Heroes is my favorite Sonic game. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we just touched upon some of the stages. We should probably go through the whole stages. So in Shadow Generations, I've got this in front of me as well in case I forget. But I shouldn't forget. We have the stages Space Colony Arc from SA2 and Shadow Hedgehog, Rayo Canyon from obviously Sonic Heroes, which I just mentioned, Shadow Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06, sorry, Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces, Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers, and Radical Highway from SA2. And then there's going to be an unnamed Tokyo stage for the Sonic 3 film. There's a DLC coming out next month,
Oh
right?
yeah, you're right.
Like
I
a
almost forget. Yeah, I almost forget it. We're gonna play as Keanu Reeves' Shadow, like within a few
yeah,
weeks. That's
yeah,
which
yeah.
obviously it's to build up hype and to build synergy with Paramount or for the movie and something really. But no, I am excited for that, and I think you'll get to. I assume you'll get to unlock the skin of that. I think because I think they said it's a skin and
Yeah.
level, so I'd assume you'll get to play as the design. I think it's crazy again. They're getting Keanu Reeves to voice Shadow for that as well, so they're putting quite a bit of money and effort sort of into this. And apparently, I think that was a surprise to Sega. I think Paramount were a bit, obviously didn't want to leak spoilers or anything sort of for the movie, so sort of understand that. But apparently, I think the Sega developers didn't know it was Keanu Reeves until they were developing, or just when they got the voice lines in, really, which is quite,
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, mind you, Keanu Reeves, I think, what was it, voiced in that Cyberpunk game not too long ago, so I guess he doesn't ask too much for video game roles, as unlike other celebrities or something. So no, it probably
Yeah.
works out.
That's good of him. Yeah, that's cool. One thing is though, do we have to pay for that separately? Because there's new DLC in it, or it depends what version of Shadow
I
Generation you got.
think you can pay for it individually, but it obviously you can get it with the they have the DLC pack, which I did get alongside the game was the pack that you get that DLC. You'd also get extra music and
Oh, I didn't get that. No, I'll probably get it
it's
though. I definitely
I
will get
think
it.
it's £11. It's not that bad, to be honest. I think it's probably worth it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds
I
like
don't
it
know how
is.
much
Yeah.
the DLC will be, the movie DLC will be on its own, but I think to be honest, because the game itself is, I want to say £45, but at this moment in time, it's been reduced all the way to £30 because we're nearing Black Friday, or we kind of actually are, sort of at the time of
Oh
this,
God, yeah, I
really.
need to look. That thanks for reminding me. I need to actually look into that. I need to get a PS5 controller and see what other deals I can get next week.
Yeah.
Ooh, 6 days
So
time.
no, this is a good time. A good time to get the game if you can. I guess. Again, it's not really a surprise. Again, Sega have always loved putting the game sort of by holiday season before Black Friday. Just sort of to get the, that and get Christmas sales and
Yeah.
such really. But no,
So,
I mean, I would recommend it sort of for the already for even for the main price of £40 to £45 or even above 50 or something with the DLC. It's still pretty good. I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, but that's pretty nice and affordable compared to, because a lot of games are like upwards of £60 to £70 these days. So that's it's kind of sad a bit, but it's good. At least this game's, I say it's worth it. I mean, I think considering you've got the Shadow Generations and you got the Sonic Generations part, which I don't know if I should touch. I could touch upon it a bit, but to be honest, there's not a lot to say because Generations is largely about as good as ever. It runs at 60 FPS and loads a lot faster, which, mind you, has been the case for the PC, I guess. But for the consoles, it's a huge glow up and good. I mean, the main, I guess, difference, which is caused a bit of controversy, is that they've redubbed and rewritten like the cutscenes. I guess because Ian Flynn was working on Shadow, and I guess they say it's a sort of tie-in with the new story. I won't spoil, but I guess there isn't much to spoil, especially because Generation's been out for 13 years or whatever, really. But I don't think a lot of the changes felt worth it. They're not bad, largely. They just kind of feel like they just kind of, a lot of them just kind of feel superfluous, really. Just kind of feels like, why did you change this? I know some of them leaked, some of the cutscenes leaked before the game came out, so I already got a bit of a sense. It's like, it feels like the script's a bit more literal, or at some they don't even change like the script at all at points, but they still kind of revoice them. Which, mind you, I guess some of the voice cast has changed since then. I mean, we still have Roger, Craig Smith as Sonic, and we had Kurt Thornton as Shadow, and Mike Pollock as Eggman. But I almost forget that. Oh yeah, Tails has a different voice since Generations, and well, I think Amy's the same, but she's had a different voice direction. But a lot of them are different, so I guess I can understand it. I guess to sort of line up with the other games or whatever. But if it was just doing the dialogue or whatever, or just doing it with the new voices, I can understand that. But some of the why you change the dialogue, and when it's all kind of a bit pointless. And I think they
yeah, I didn't like why they did that.
and I think they changed some of the animations. I shouldn't forget some of them, not a lot of them, but some of them. I think I don't want to go too deep because this is certainly quite controversial itself. But some with Amy, like I don't know if you remember from the beginning of Generations or when Sonic arrives at the party. There's a moment where Sonic shoves his hand on Amy because this was back when Amy was obsessive girlfriend for Sonic. Back in those days.
Yeah.
They've removed that and instead she's holding a cupcake or something because they're trying to make Amy a bit more progressive again. I don't want to. This is going to be quite a
Yeah,
topic in
let's not
itself
go
or
into that
something,
here.
really.
No, 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 no.
Personally, I mean,
In 2024, George, do you want to get cancelled? No, I'm joking.
no. For the
No.
record, I don't care massively. I think they're okay. I don't think that's that. I mean, to be honest, those are changes that I think are fine.
Yeah.
And I think there's at the ending cutscene they changed where they removed her smacking Knuckles in the tree. I didn't like the joke, so that one I'm fine with. To be honest, that they've kind of neutered that, but
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that's
there's some
okay.
things they.
But yeah, it's mostly just the dialogue again. Just I just feel like it, just feels you know pointless and I mean I think the line I will never forget just because it sounds so stupid was when I think the Sonics meet or after the Death Egg robot sort of the Tails are explaining it's like we're traveling through time and space and Sonic's like how did that happen in the new rewrite he says without the time stones, which is such a obviously a CD reference, but it kind of almost feels like a look, Ian Flynn, I love you, but there's times and places where you don't need a reference, my guy. It's just like it's like
Nah, George, it feels like, yeah, they're just forcing Easter eggs at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, which is so
tell.
again, it's so odd because again, I played that after Shadow Generations, and again, that was like handled it perfectly. So again, I don't know if I should blame Ian Flynn fully. I do wonder if it could be Sega or
Yeah,
Sonic
but
Team
I'll
sort
give
of.
you.
And again, he couldn't
Yeah,
really change, the cutscenes largely, and I don't want to sound like I'm downing on Generation, because honestly, Generation Story wasn't really one of the best to begin with. That was the worst thing about Sonic Generations, alongside the Time Eater, boss battle, which sucks and sadly still is terrible. In the again, not surprised really, but you know, so I guess there's not much you could change about it. And again, the game itself largely, up to Time Eater, and I guess Planet Wisp. That wasn't the best, but it doesn't ruin the game per se. And again, it's probably hard because again, the game's been out for ages, and it's hard to kind of separate that really, the changes for that really. For new players, it's not a big deal. But it's I don't know. It'll take getting used to, I guess. But
yeah, because I'll give you one example of the forced Easter eggs. Like originally, I think at the end of Green Hill Zone, Sonic goes this in the original game. He goes, "Oh, this place looks quite familiar." Yeah, which is a good Easter egg to say. Like a very Easter egg, like oh, he knows this place is familiar, but also can't remember it because Sonic goes through so many levels in all those time in Sonic games. He's not gonna remember every stage he goes through, place he runs through. Then in the new game, they go, "Oh, this place looks awful. This place looks like Green Hill or something." Like I'm like, you didn't have to say that. The Easter egg that was there already was fine. Like you don't have to add stuff in it just for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like
yeah,
they're saying like don't fix stuff that ain't broken. Like there's some bits like you said that add in which was fine, but there's some bits that add in that didn't need to add in. You know what I mean? Like I just found that really weird. I
yeah,
haven't played the whole
yeah.
game yet, but
Again,
that's what I've noticed
it's
from
yeah,
Sonic Generation I played.
it's not terrible, but again, it's kind of just weird. Again, it's kind of weird changes. And I guess actually one
Like,
cutscene
was it really necessary? Yeah.
cutscene I do find funny. I think if again, I think this was before the game came out. Was I think if you rescued Knuckles, but as classic Sonic, which I didn't for my playthrough, but I did know about the cutscene. Sort of, I thought was funny was
Oh yeah.
I think in the original generations, Knuckles made fun of because Classic Sonic, he's fatter and shorter. It's like, hey, did you gain weight? And like he just looks at his
Oh yeah, I
stomach
remember
or
that.
something, which
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
funny. I thought it was fun,
yeah.
but it's fat shaming, I guess. I can sort of understand that, but the rewrite makes no sense. Where it's
Yeah, I
like,
understand
but,
why they did that.
thanks for
Yeah.
saving me. Now where's the rest of Angel Island? And it's like it's still the same animation. And people joke like Classic Sonic ate Angel Island or something, which I mean,
Yeah, there was his
what else do you get from that animation? Again, I think that's the problem. Like I said, of having to rewrite kind of without again getting the budget to reanimate or just redo the cutscenes. And again, I understand that again because that's not they focused on Shadow, and I think it was probably the better idea. But again, I just think it's a bit odd.
Shell. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
But anyway, let's get away from that, shall we?
All right, of
Talked
that.
about that long enough. I'm drinking. So George, let's throw you under the bus here. So, tell me your favorite stage in Shadow Generations. Go.
Oh, good question. Good question. I think my favorite might be Kingdom Valley. I think that one was, which I know is funny because that again, that's oh
Damn it! You
06.
took my one. No. Can't I get anything? No, I'm joking. No, no. Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
mean,
Go on.
they're
Sorry.
all. I mean, honestly, they're all solid. Like, I think, you know, Sonic Generation sort of is one of highs and lows. Like you get some great levels like Sky Sanctuary and City Escape and Seaside Hill, but like I said, you get like Planet Wisp, like which was easily the weakest. I think the levels in Shadow Generations, I think, are more consistent. I'd say. May not be as high a highs, but definitely no low lows. I mean, and I say that, but they're still really good because because it's their generations levels. They're just so good. They're fun to to speed through, to boost, but plenty of exploration. And especially with like Shadow's abilities, they sort of add a bit more variety, so they don't feel like it's not just Sonic again. It's not just Shadow doesn't feel like a clone of Sonic, which you could argue probably was in the beginning or something, but now with this game, um, the Doom powers just again they're just sort of fun and they work well largely. I know that there's some the Doom morph is the one that's a bit trickier. That's what made what was it? It was prominent in like the latest levels. Chaos Iron especially is full of those, which is probably maybe my weakest maybe just because again because the morph is a bit tricky. But again, it's one of those things. The more you play, the more you get used to. I mean, definitely better than Planet Wisp in my opinion. I don't know what you think. What's your I guess I spoiled what your favorite is, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was hoping to say something else, but it's alright. Yeah, my favorite is Kingdom Valley as well. Like, I'll be honest. In Sonic 06, despite all the controversy, I didn't mind that stage. Like I completed Shadow's Story, I never completed Silver and Sonics because it was just too long. I couldn't be bothered. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I liked Kingdom Valley and that. So I liked how they improved on it in obviously Shadow Generations. Obviously done kind of remade it a little bit. So no, I did enjoy that a lot, and I'm glad that makes you like you were discussing about an '06 remake earlier. I wouldn't mind an '06 remake if it's like that, like that was pretty cool. So I wouldn't mind that. Just make sure Elise is not make sure she's like another animal creature, not a human, because Sonic kissing her is just weird,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So just they won't do that. But just cut that out. They may change generations, the cutscene dialogue. Get rid of that. Just get rid of that kissing. No, no
I
need,
mean,
no
I
need for
think
that.
Project 06, I don't think they're bothered with the cutscenes. I think that one's just pure levels and such, really. And I think that by the time I
Yeah,
think,
I know. I just meant like if they do a remake of Sonic 06, like Sega do.
mm,
When they said Azuka, I was saying they might. That'll
yeah,
be cool.
again,
But give us a
I think
Heroes
that
one
might be the
first.
thing that might hold them back. I think it's probably just the story for that, really. But no, like that. I think as the Project 06 sort of more sort of shows, and I think with Shadow Generations and even the original generations, I think 06 had good. There's good design in there. I think it was just 06 was just buggy and just was clearly rushed out the door. If they had more time, I think the levels, when you sort of just play them, and they run good and play good, they're fun, they're good, So again, if they can give it the time for that, then that's that they can, that'd be great. Um,
Yeah.
so no, it's but no, it's
Um.
so no, it's funny still that Kingdom Valley is, well, both our favourites, sort of for that really, but
Yes. You
um,
copy me flow by flow. I'm joking. Flow for flow. Sorry. I'm kidding.
But again, I think that
Nah.
I think they're all solid. I think they're all just fun levels, and I shouldn't undermine. Even the forces level is good. Like we have a, I think forces is Sunset Heights. We actually have a good version of it. We don't have to play forces. We can actually just play this one. Really, it's actually just far better. Just sort of well designed. I think probably because it's longer but it's also again it's based on generations. So there's more to do in it, and it's just you know it's actually fun in this one, which I think that says a lot again, just how much you know they really worked on this game. Um, Again, I,
Nah.
I I
They
would
did.
not be upset.
Yeah.
I would not be upset, and I think that may have been the biggest missed opportunity. I think with the original generations, and I don't know if they will for this. I mean, again, we are getting the movie level, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that, but I would not be upset if they would give us a few more, extra levels. I don't know what they could pull for Shadow, but if they can do more, then great. Unless they're saving for a sequel, then that's fine. But or whatever,
Mm,
a
mm.
successor or whatever they could do, sort of for that really. But that's. I just hope that they won't stray away, sort of for sort of from this. Really, it's just don't pivot like how we got Lost World after the original generations, or Anti Boom and all that stuff. Really, that's because it's obvious. The reviews are glowing. Everyone, this is probably the most well-reviewed Sonic game in a long, long time. I was quite, amazed. Or before the game came out, there was like lots of I don't know what you think, but it seems like a lot of people. There wasn't too many people who were upset. Again, I think some thought it was like, it's okay, but largely, I think a lot of people like this one, and it's definitely sold well. I think it's at the time of this, I think it sold 1.5 million. You know, like I said, a month really. That's amazing,
Oh
really. And I
wow.
think, and even then, I think it's sold 1 million within the first few days or something. It's quite, it's again shouldn't be surprised, I guess, with again Generations being a good game, but largely the shadow hype and especially with the movie and everything. I'm sure that probably helped, but I like to think no, people actually do like this one, and I hope Sega and Sonic Team they take the right lessons, that they can actually build on this really. I mean, I'll imagine probably they will be doing a sequel for Frontiers, but hopefully that will take some cues from this and the DLC as mixed as it was. Still I think there are still some good ideas and some good concepts. I think it definitely seems like they're listening. I'll give them credit for that certainly. So
Yeah. But no, it was yeah, it was a really good game. Like it could have like gone a bit south if they remade a game that was decent and made it worse, but they didn't do that. Despite the added dialogue and that stuff, they kept everything the same, and it was a good experience for fans that were able to play Sonic Generations now. If they if they didn't have a chance to play it back in 2011, if they were too young or not even born. That's crazy to say because it doesn't feel like that long ago, but 2011, 13 years ago, that can be a long time.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah,
it's as the box says, it's Sonic and Shadow for a new generation. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
that
it gives a new generation a chance to play Sonic games exactly. So on games they miss out. That's why I think we said before, Sonic Heroes remake 06 has been right good because it gets like fans who never witnessed those games. If you didn't witness 06, I'm jealous of you. I envy you. But I'm saying you're going to get a chance to play a good game. You know, in a Sonic Heroes remake, you never had a chance to play Heroes back in 2003, 2004 because you weren't around them, makes more sense. That was like 20 odd years ago. I have people at work I work with that weren't even born when Heroes came out, or born when Heroes came out. So it gives them a chance to play that game if it comes out as a remake. So yeah, I think it was cool in that way. And yeah, the Shadow Part was really good. They made Shadow, they redeemed him a bit, his character a bit, and so hopefully that'll be Shadow's character for future games to come. If Ian Flynn's still writing, great. But yeah, it'll be good to hopefully it'll be cool to get another games based on other characters that are just Sonic all the time. So I like that. Bit of breath of fresh air, to be honest. So with Shadow Generation. So yeah, I hope long they continue that. Like give the other characters more recognition as well. Obviously keep Sonic, keep giving him recognition, give his own games as well. But it's cool to have the other characters get a bit of the spotlight as well. If that makes sense. But
mm.
yeah, I don't want to say too much. I think I'm waffling now, but that's what I mean. You get the point. Um,
No, I think we're in a much
yeah,
better place now. I think things are looking,
yeah,
it's nice that things are looking optimistic for Sonic. I mean, I think we said this a few times before, but again, it's good that the kids of today, or just a lot of us now, it's not just the games. We have again the new movie, which
yeah.
that's less than a month away. The Sonic
Obviously,
3.
I know you had Archie comics, but you got IDW comics as well. Now you got that as well. So
Yeah,
Sonic's it's not just the games; he's doing well on other stuff like I said, the comics, movies. So yeah, we got that going for us as well. So hopefully now we've gone past that dark part of Sonic now, and we're pretty much looking into more hopeful games. Well, since Frontiers, things are looking on the up.
yeah. Hopefully, I mean, again, it's certainly reached bigger heights. Again, it's just I hope they just take the right lessons. Just
Yeah,
build the
absolutely.
momentum, and just we'll just wait and see, I
Yeah,
guess. But
yeah.
I think it does things feel up. I think so hopefully they can go from there. Um,
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Um, but yeah, I reckon we could end it there unless you got anything else to add, Mr. George.
no, I think we're good. I think we've said our thoughts on the game, and
Excelente.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it is good. Again,
Um,
not that it
yeah,
needs repeating, but again, we would highly recommend it. Certainly, if you have, for whatever reason,
absolutely. Yeah.
not
If you
not
haven't
played it.
played the if you haven't played the game yet, but you watch this video because you don't care about spoilers, fair enough. But if you haven't played the game, get it. Unless you're a kid and wait for your parents to get it for you. But hopefully you might get it for Christmas, or if they get it for you on Black Friday, it's cheaper. You might get it for then. So
Yep.
yeah, see what happens there. But I really recommend it. Like I think it's as long as we've spoken on a podcast so far. So it just shows you how much we love the game. So yeah, you should definitely get it if you haven't tried it yet. Maybe you have played it as well. Because I started the video. Let me know in the comments below. If you do actually comment, it doesn't matter if you don't have to. But if you do, let me know what you think of the game and what your favorite parts of the game, and yeah, what your favorite stage is. And yeah, that's all about that today. We'll end it there. So if you guys watched the whole video, respect. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Even if you didn't watch the whole video, if you watched a bit of it and liked the video, really appreciate that as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, guys. And yeah, we'll see you for the next one. So take care and see you guys later.
Yep. Thanks for listening. Cheers.